With two very active young boys, Jill Russell and her husband Corey have their work cut out for them just keeping up. Feeding the boys has included a wide variety of foods. Now, a recent study suggests that early exposure to certain foods may help reduce the risk for food allergies.
The new study actually is pretty groundbreaking in my opinion because it really kind of says, hey, we should definitely think about introducing allergenic foods earlier. It probably doesn't only apply to peanuts, although peanuts is the only thing they actually looked at in the study.
Foods that are the most common culprits in food allergies in infants include milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts such as walnuts or almonds, fish, shellfish, soy, and wheat. Pediatricians used to recommend avoiding foods like peanuts until after the age of 3.
Really in the 80s and 90s and maybe even early 2000s, we really swung way over to let's protect these little kids. And what we figured out is, at least with peanut allergies, it didn't help actually. The incidence of allergy went up as time went by, which is why those guidelines were sort of withdrawn in 2008.
In fact, the new study reveals that protecting children from peanut allergies might mean exposing them to peanut protein, not peanuts per se, but something like peanut butter, much earlier than 3 years of age. Although new guidelines have not yet been established, pediatricians at OU Children's Physicians say for most children between 6 and 12 months of age, it's probably reasonable to start introducing peanut butter.
What we typically recommend is, go ahead and introduce the food. It's why we sort of, when we talk about infant feeding, say you should feed one food at a time, right? So when kids are 5 to 6 months old, we kind of say, hey, start some complementary foods other than formula or breast milk. And then introduce one food at a time and watch your child for symptoms of food allergy like rash, trouble breathing, vomiting immediately after eating the food, maybe even development of diarrhea. And come see your doctor if you notice those things on one occasion or more than one occasion, really.
Dr. Monique Nafee stresses that most children are not allergic to foods and are not going to have trouble with any kind of food they eat. But by introducing foods one at a time, it's easier to tell if a certain food is going to pose a problem. This is Teresa Green reporting.